Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Monday. I'm Janelle Slade.
And I'm Russ Riesinger. A late night at City Council as the public finally gets its chance to weigh in on a controversial non-discrimination ordinance for Billings.
Now, that ordinance would protect LGBTQ people, among others, from discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodation.
Billings police are providing extra security at that meeting that was expected to draw a large crowd, and it did.
For just over 2 hours, Billings residents did their best to make their case for or against the non-discrimination ordinance and whether City Council should push forward for a vote next month.
Now take a listen to what those on both sides of the issue had to say.
If you were the minority, if LGBTQ people were the majority, would you think it was fair that people didn't hire you because you are straight? Sexual orientation and gender identity are irrelevant to merit.
We're making history. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, all ideals we fought for, so why should we settle for anything less to the LGBT community?
I believe that it is unfair to make me choose between my moral beliefs and my business. If I were be asked to shoot a gay or transgender wedding or engagement, it should be my right to politely decline to do so.
By passing a WDO in Billings, we will be joining our sister cities in the fight against discrimination on the basis of sexual and gender orientation. The benefits of a WDO will not only include the obvious protection against harassment, but will also promote a psychological sense of security.
We are both Christians, and please understand, we do not hate the LGBTQ community, but it does go against our beliefs to be forced to participate in events that glamorize something we disagree with. The NDO does grant special privilege to certain people, and when boiled down to the facts, it is itself a form of discrimination.
The 14th Amendment guarantees equal protection under the law. It does not say equal protection upon the condition of passing the moral litmus test of society.
My question is, what is considered a facility? And does this ordinance allow biological males who identify as females to enter the restrooms and locker rooms of women? Because I do not want there to be even a possibility that a sexual predator identifying as a female could legally enter the bathroom or locker room I am in.
We're talking about some dark times that the city wants to stay in, like segregation dark, denying people jobs and homes because of who they love.
Well, City Council just started its discussion on whether to push that NDO toward a vote that would take place on March 23rd.
We'll, of course, let you know what the outcome is just as soon as we hear that decision, and we'll have that information online at KTVQ.com if it happens after the newscast is over tonight.
Well, hundreds of thousands of people have taken a seat in the Metro Grandstands over the years. Chances are that includes you.
But those grandstands, which were built way back in the 40s, have definitely seen their better days. The question now is what to do about them. Well, tomorrow, county commissioners will decide on a request to transfer $2 million from the general fund to Metro CIP to be used for demolition of the grandstands and asbestos removal.
The recommendation from Metro staff, finance, and others to demolish the grandstands comes after a study that looked at the extraordinary cost of either upgrading or replacing the structure, which is in need of major repairs in almost all parts.
The plan is to have the grandstands and the office inside out of use by the middle of May.
And that means the rodeo and other events will likely move inside the arena for this year's fair. The future use of that facility is still up in the air.
Well, jury selection got underway and testimony is set to begin tomorrow in the trial of a Billings man accused of murdering Laura Johnson. Yellowstone County prosecutors tell us they expect to hear from witnesses all week. 53-year-old Gregory Greene was arrested last April in Henderson, Nevada, and brought back to Montana to face charges. The 47-year-old Johnson went missing in September of 2018, and police have yet to recover her body. Prosecutors plan to hear witness testimony from Billings police, a forensics expert, family of Johnson, and her colleagues. Prosecutors say they have surveillance video and photographs that point to Greene. Now, the defense plans to call a blood spatter expert and an addiction specialist, and plans to put in question a cell phone ping. Now, opening statements again are set to begin tomorrow morning.
Well, the U.S. Supreme Court is denying author Jon Krakauer's petition to force the state of Montana to release more records related to the University of Montana rape controversy a few years ago. Krakauer has been fighting for the past several years to force the Office of Higher Education to release full records of the 2013 investigation into reported sexual assaults at UM. Those incidents form the basis of his book, Missoula, rape, and the justice system in a college town. Krakauer had argued there were unanswered questions about how UM leadership at the time handled that investigation, which preceded the high-profile rape trial and acquittal of former UM quarterback Jordan Johnson. A lower court had given Krakauer access to redacted records 2 years ago, but last year the Montana Supreme Court overturned that decision.
And now turning to weather with Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. A rather calm day here, but that was not the story across the state.
Yeah, we had snow just about every place, all surrounding the Billings area. Of course, we had predicted that on Friday, but this is what happened. Take a look. You can see the snow up there by northeastern Montana, by Glasgow, Jordan. That was one of our bigger cells today. Also by Great Falls, had some good snow in that area. And then that stuff that was in Great Falls made its way all the way down towards the Beartooth Mountains tonight. And so we're seeing some snow up there as well. Red Lodge getting some new snow in that region. And we also have a little snow tonight in the Pryor and Bighorn Mountains down in north central Wyoming as well. But let me show you what's happening here. On our threat board tonight, we still have until tomorrow morning up in eastern Montana, 1 to 3 inches of snow by Glasgow. A little farther south by Miles City, it's more like 2 to 5 inches of snow. Over in Carter County, that's a pink winter storm warning. Could see snow up to 6 inches deep there. Up by Great Falls, could see maybe 1 more inch of snow in that region. So that's the way things are shaping up. It looks like this storm is going to kind of go around the Billings area, and we'll probably, if we see any snow, it's just going to be a light dusting tonight, probably later tonight, overnight. We'll have more on that in a few more minutes.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
We're following up tonight on changes to the state's specialty license plate system.
Now, all specialty plates in danger of being revoked under updated Montana law have until July to reach the minimum number of 400 plates. The 85 nonprofits impacted by this change received a letter from the Motor Vehicle Division outlining that new grace period. MVD will also have a website where anyone can check to see how many registered sets of plates each nonprofit has sold.
Helena's Prickly Pear Land Trust Executive Director Mary Hallow says the new goal is more attainable, but it's still going to be a hard climb for a lot of nonprofits, she says. And we have a full list of all the specialty plates in danger of being revoked on our website, KTVQ.com.
Still to come on your 10 o'clock news, the coronavirus continues to spread rapidly, and now it's starting to affect the stock market. We'll show you.
And in sports, you've likely seen the shot. Scott hears from the Billings guy who hit it for over $11,000.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.